Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to dye this striped t-shirt, and it's a really great pattern for t-shirts because you can accommodate the sleeves. So you're going to need some popsicle sticks or tongue depressors and some rubber bands, and you're going to need one set of tongue depressors for every single stripe you want to do. So just keep that in mind. And the first thing you're going to do when you're doing anything with a t-shirt is to line up the seams and fold it in half. So I'm going to start by folding it in half and then accordion folding the rest of the t-shirt to follow suit. Now I am making the fold not very wide. I want to make sure that it fits inside of the sandwich of tongue depressors. So I'm going to get it all folded up and then kind of determine where I want to start to put my tongue depressors. So I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to use some rubber bands to tie up the ends of the tongue depressors really, really tight. And I'm going to do both sides, and the tighter it is, the better, because that's going to give you a really strong resist. So I'm just going to start putting them wherever I want to stripe, and you can put them far apart or closer together. It's totally up to you what design you want to do, and you can kind of measure it relatively with whatever you're dyeing. So this is actually a pretty big t-shirt, so it takes quite a few tongue depressors and rubber bands. This is a men's large t-shirt that I'm doing, and it's 100% cotton, and it's obviously a knit. I have pre-washed it so that the dye can get in there as much as possible. So that's something you should keep in mind if you want to be dyeing garments or fabric, but especially garments that come from a factory always have some kind of coating or sizing on the fabric, and it's a really useful thing to make sure to wash it, because otherwise it will prevent the dye from getting in there. So that's like pretty much any kind of dye. I'm going to be using indigo today, pre-reduced indigo, but any kind of dyeing like tie-dye or ice dyeing or natural dyeing, anything, that is like the standard first step. So now that I have all of these stripes put on, I have quite a few, you can adjust them to that. I'm not going to get too much oxygen in there, and then I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to try to get that flower in the middle. All right, so there's the flower, which I'm going to just push to the side, take out. And maybe I'll use this spoon. All right, so you don't have to get every bubble out, but the more bubbles you can get out, the better. Because you don't want the bubbles to get onto the fabric, because that's not going to dye it. It's just going to be on top of it. Okay, great. So now we're ready to dip. I'm going to submerge it into the indigo. So I'm just going to go for it. And I'm going to let the bubbles come up. I don't want it to get too dyed too fast, so I'm going to just quickly dip, squeeze it out, and then check it to see if I like what I see. So this is the bottom. It's looking pretty dyed, so that's good. All right. I'm going to check in here. Yeah, that looks like it's getting pretty dyed. I think it looks good. Oh, this one has some white inside, but I think that's going to be okay. I think it's okay to have a little white. I kind of like that.
All right, I am happy with this result. So now I'm just going to let it sit. I'm going to just keep squeezing everything out I can. And I'm just going to let it sit for a little bit and oxidize before I take it apart. Here's the striped t-shirt. Letting it cure for a little bit before we take it apart. So now it's time to take this apart and see how it turned out. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut the rubber bands carefully. I don't want to cut the fabric. So it turned out. Ooh. Nice. Nice contrast. I like how this happened here. So you see it's green, it's going to turn blue as soon as the oxygen hits all the indigo. And then we're going to wash it next. And it'll fade a little bit, so it'll be a nice dark blue color, but not quite this dark. I think it turned out really pretty. So now the t-shirt has completely oxidized, and you can see it's all blue. This one turned out really nice. I love this detail up here by the neck. Really pretty.
So afterwards I let it dry and then I washed it on hot and used Synthropol. I'll put the link down below for Synthropol and all the indigo ingredients that I like to use. Thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more Shibori content. I'll see you guys next time.